It's your boy, the one and only A Switch, aka. Let me get a side of turkey with that potato, aka who keep filling on my pants. aka Sikkim Torgal, aka the Komaki Tiger Dropper, aka the nigga left master, bringing you yet another episode of Switch Your Sights, episode 178. Yeah, man, anything interesting, notable happening? I guess somebody won the Powerball in LA yet again. I think it's been like a lot of people that have won. I probably should have spun my luck, but alas, I did not. I was not the chosen one. But man, I would have liked to be, that's for sure. What else? Oh yeah, shouts out to everybody. Man, the brave souls that are doing the Barbenheimer, the Barbenheimer special double feature. I think the movie probably early screenings are tonight, I believe. So yeah, just going through a 3-hour movie, and then what is Barbie? What's Barbie's what is Barbie's runtime? 1 hour and 54 minutes. Goodness. That's like 5 hours. That's a 5-hour commitment. Oh my God. Man. No thank you. I was considering it, but I don't know. I'm not too I don't know, thrilled to watch Oppenheimer. Barbie, I'm probably slightly more interested, but both movies just is not enough for me to want to commit fully. But more power to everybody that is going to see Barbie, going to be, I'm curious which way people are going. Are they? I assume most people are going to watch Oppenheimer first and then go to Barbie to kind of, add some levity after probably the pretty obvious apparent spoiler at the end of Oppenheimer. But again, I am a fan of these weird crossovers, these weird like fan cross promotion type things. Hopefully, more people actually probably capitalize it to some extent. Obviously, previously, Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing was a fun example of that. So I'm all for that. Totally, two total opposites, polar opposite genre movies, games, what have you. I think that's a smart approach. If some people actually catch on, that's hey, that feels like a pro marketing tip. I would assume. I don't know. It seems very, playing your cards right, you might get a royal flush. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But other than that, have a good episode for you. I feel like I can't say this week anymore because like I don't do this weekly anymore. So we have a good episode. I'm gonna just say that. I'm gonna just say that. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. So without further ado, let's stop the dilly dallying and get right into it, shall we? Damn it. I forgot to open up my particular tabs. Excusez-moi. Just be a moment. Just be but whatever ever a moment. Ever so gently, um, ever so calmly a moment. A moment. Oh, shouts out to Final Fantasy 16. Um, just a mo. Just a mo. That's part of my vernacular now after hearing it from so many people. We'll dive in we'll dive into that a bit later. Just a mo. Just a mo. Just a mo. Okay. Yeah, so Evo 2023, I believe registration closed July 12th? I want to say. I believe it was July 12th. But nonetheless, registration closed, and boy oh boy, um a lot of people uh registered. This is the highest recorded registered players for Evo in history, which is pretty dope. And obviously the biggest one proponent of that is Street Fighter 6, of course, with 7,061 players that signed up. Which is a I mean, Street Fighter 6 is doing its thing, and in terms of approachability, I mean, I think that's clearly an indication of, the accessibility, and yeah, I'd say more than anything, the accessibility that Street Fighter 6 is getting a lot of players to, maybe that wouldn't otherwise actually like, hey, it's time for Street Fighter 6. And you never know. I think my theory is that a big proponent of that is, I think, the modern control implementation of the game. I think that's actually bringing in a lot of players, that otherwise would not have joined this bracket, I feel. Which I'm very curious to see how that's going to play out at Evo. To see like if we actually might get a modern player in top 6. It's so messed up. It's not top 8 anymore. But I digress. Yeah, that's going to be fascinating to see if like there's actually a player at in top 6 that with modern controls. That's going to be fascinating to watch. That's probably my biggest curiosity when it comes to Evo, specifically in regards to Street Fighter 6. If how will modern players stack against classic players? I think that's going to be really the ultimate test. I guess there have been a couple miscellaneous Street Fighter events previously, but I think this technically is the most accessible one. And obviously, like, Joe Schmo from down the street can actually join, and you don't have to be like a pre-existing player, or pre-existing pro player, pro sponsor player or whatever. So that's gonna be very interesting. So I'm very locked in for this year's Evo to see how how pools and everything turns out. I'm very excited. Part of me kind of wanted to go, but I was tempted to go to Street Fighter 6, but I don't know. Maybe sometime next year. I don't know. I feel like I was not ready. I wasn't ready. Next, number 2, Guilty Gear Strive, which is actually pretty surprising. 2,481 players. I think that's very much a solid game in of itself. Having not played a whole lot, but at least a good amount to kind of get that idea there. Number 3, Tekken 7, 1,580 players. I probably, if anything, yeah, it would have been Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 7 is probably the games I definitely went for if I did. Another fairly decent surprise for Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, 1,346 players. That's actually pretty impressive considering that. But I think also a lot of players, previous players of this game, yearning for a MVC to come back, I think is also, I assume, factors in there. Dragon Ball Fighters, 838 people at fifth. King of Fighters 15 at the very odd 666 players. Oh man, that's foreboding. I don't know. Number 7, Melty Blood Type Lumina, 554, and at last, number 8, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, 449. Damn. Yeah, Mortal Kombat is yeah, I don't know. I feel like Mortal Kombat is like very surprisingly very niche to an extent. Well, I think also just, Mortal Kombat 1 on its way. I think maybe people have kind of dropped out to that extent. I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe just people aren't sticking with the game as a whole. Maybe just doesn't seem to have longevity. I don't know. I do not know. But there you go. All of the entrants for Evo 2023. Man, that is pretty dope. What's even fascinating, most entered games by country. So of course, with Evo, you have a lot of people from around the world coming to Las Vegas at the Mandalay Bay, coming to play. The most entered game, pretty much everywhere. Canada, Japan, Mexico, the UK, Chile, France, Puerto Rico, Brazil, Spain, South Korea, all Street Fighter 6 as the most entered game. Wow. I'm curious if maybe I was gonna suspect if that one prize pool of like $1 million, but I think that transpired already, or maybe it's still upcoming. I forgot. I assume it already happened, but nonetheless, I was gonna say maybe that's my theory. Or if it was at Evo, but I doubt it's at Evo. I think they would just have their own thing. But wow, that's impressive. That's very impressive. Go ahead, Street Fighter 6. You deserve it, actually. We'll get into that a little bit later, but man, wow. Look at fighting games. Look at us. Look at us. Moving on. Black Panther game is in development. EA, very mixed. Depending on who you ask, I would assume. EA, they revealed a new studio, Cliffhanger Games, and they also revealed that this studio will be working on a Black Panther game. Also, not to be confused with the Black Panther, Captain America, I think some other miscellaneous character game. That's a separate game made by somebody else. This is a legit, or is it propped up to be a legit original Black Panther game, solely just Black Panther, as far as we know for now. So that's pretty cool. Third person, single player, seems to be the goal. Quote, "We want our game to enable players to feel what it's like to be worthy of the Black Panther mantle in unique story-driven ways. And we want Cliffhanger Games to empower everyone on our team as we collaborate to bring this amazing world to life." Wow. Wow. Interesting. Sign me up. Sign me up. Hey, I'm all for Black Panther. Hey, I mean, kind of got a taste of it with Marvel's Avengers, where you got that Black Panther DLC. It was okay. It wasn't the best, but it was cool to kind of play as Black T'Challa, aka Black Panther, and kind of at least get a kind of a vibe to kind of feel of what a Black Panther game would look like technically. But yeah, so I'm definitely for it. Can't wait to see the gameplay and all that stuff. But yes, I'm definitely on my radar. That's for sure. That is for sure. Moving on. Last of Us Part 2, apparently, a remake was leaked by the composer of the game. I believe it was during a interview within a podcast. Let's see. Yeah. The series composer of Last of Us, in an interview. Yeah, he mentioned in the interview that basically if it's some seemingly some Spanish podcast where he was asked about it, and he said something along the lines of like, "Oh yeah, I'm in the remake where actually you can get me to play different songs." Like he's, I guess, supposedly an interactable like new addition to the game where he's just playing music and you can come up to him apparently and request to play various songs of his supposedly. So yeah, he slipped up basically about him being a cameo. So I guess it technically didn't confirm if it was like a spin-off or a third game, but it seems kind of likely. I would put my bets on Last of Us Part 2 remastered or something like that is my guess. For it to be in 3, I don't know. I don't think, hypothetically, if it was 3, I don't think they would have been this far along in development for that to be possible. So that's what's making me doubt that it's 3. So my guess is it's likely, I guess it technically could be factions, but it seems very much like a remaster of Part 2 is my guess. I mean, they already did 1, which has not been technically that old necessarily. I guess it's almost coming on 10 years, but still. I don't know. I guess it depends on what you consider too old or too early to remaster or remake a game. I would doubt a remake. I would lean more towards remaster, because obviously, how can you remake Last of Us Part 2, a game that came out in 2020? I'm pretty sure that just would be very odd. But nonetheless, there you have it. Yeah, man, these leaks is coming out. I tell you, goodness gracious. Oops, all leaks. Moving on. Something very important, as somebody who really is all for physical media, obviously, especially physical games. From the Video Game History Foundation, an alarming 87% of classic video games released in the U.S. are unavailable. That is crazy. Apparently, any game created or for sale before 2010 is basically only roughly 10% is available, and that is crazy to think about. especially, well, most importantly from a game preservation standpoint, because I think that's the biggest, most important thing. Because, like, a lot of classic games that you'd want to refer to, want to catch up on, that hasn't been ported as of yet. That's the only way to play it, and the fact that you can't is yeah, that's it's something about that that's it's crazy. And when you compare video games to like movies, like a lot of old classic movies have either been remade at the very least, with generally like the DVD, or even higher than that, Blu-ray. And now we got 4K, I forgot the terminology, 4K DVD, 4K UHD or something like that. So it's very interesting that obviously they're making a effort, at least for the respective companies. And obviously there's been like a fair amount of collections and stuff like that coming lately, but still, no, man, that's messed up. That's messed up. And it's people wonder why certain people get games by unofficial means, because there isn't a way to legitimately get it to begin with. So what are you gonna do? I don't know. That's just something I think is very important to kind of bring awareness to, because, man, what are we gonna do? It's good to have our games preserved. We gotta preserve the games. Physical forever, or forever physical. I digress. Next topic. Microsoft wins the case against the FTC. So, man, big disclaimer, as somebody who's not very much legally versed, if you will, try to explain this as much as I understand of it. But apparently the FTC, which is basically the whole technical regulation in terms of like any media, digital media related stuff, to my understanding, or Federal Trade Commission, to be specific, basically put a stop or halt to Microsoft's plan to merge with Activision Blizzard. So basically, they did this by raising concerns in terms of specifically cloud gaming, and I think they were making some points. I think the other big point was Call of Duty specifically, which that has kind of already been resolved in that regard. So pretty much the judge dismissed the appeal that they presented, and I think they tried to appeal again in the court. The judge instantly did it yet again. So it seems pretty much that Microsoft doesn't have to worry about the FTC at this point, since the deadline is technically a few days ago, July 18th. But I think they are setting up something for an extension to get the deal going because of all the pushbacks there. So I think the only big potential hurdle is the CMA, which is the I believe in the UK's version of the FTC to some extent, in terms of their gripe with cloud streaming specifically. So I think once that gets squared away, then it seems like this deal is pretty much done. From what I understand. Again, obviously, law and stuff, there's a lot of other, I assume, other wheels, being spun, but that's at least my rough understanding of it. So, yeah, law, legal stuff. Yeah. speaking of that, in regards to the Call of Duty shenanigans, if you will, it seems like PlayStation and Xbox did come to a agreement and actually agreed on a 10-year deal um, in regards to promising for Microsoft, who will own Activision Blizzard, to keep bringing their games to PlayStation, the Call of Duty games specifically. Um, so at least guaranteed Call of Duty, which, I think from last episode was apparently very lucrative for PlayStation, at least will be guaranteed to still continue to be on their platforms at least for 10 other years. After that, who knows? But I mean, I'd still assume most likely they still will want to, keep on getting that money, because I mean, still they're technically benefiting from PlayStation in that extent. So it would make sense regardless. It would just be odd to just not have Call of Duty on PlayStation anymore because of this. It would make more sense for them to, keep it on their platform to, get that money. So that's cool. Everybody's happy for the most part. I think things are being progressed. So, hey, man, sooner or later, I'm more excited as somebody who has Game Pass to get Call of Duty games on it. Game Pass. That's obviously mergers can be very, but at least my ulterior motive is like, hey, I can't wait to get these on Game Pass. But I digress. Moving on. Oddly enough, in line with the seemingly higher likelihood of this Activision Blizzard deal with Microsoft going through, weirdly enough, Activision is unexpectedly fixed the matchmaking for some of the old Call of Duty games on 360. So at least previously, to my understanding, as somebody who dabbled in the games when they were backwards compatible on Xbox One and stuff, the matchmaking was odd. It felt like you could, in my experience, you could get into games, but it took a very long time to get into games, and even then, it just didn't feel like there were many players. But I guess in general, that apparently was the issue. I think it also was somehow tied to if you're playing the game backwards compatibly on Xbox One or Series consoles. I can only assume like maybe put you in a separate kind of group than people who are legitimately, well, not legitimately, but like literally playing the game on original 360 hardware, where I think there was some weird discrepancy between that was causing issues, is at least my guess, but it didn't seem like Activision really cared about it. But nonetheless, now after oddly after the good news, it seems like the matchmaking has been fixed. So a lot of people were getting into games, and things of that sort. So that's cool, including the original well, technically not the original, but you know what I mean. Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1 and 2, Modern Warfare 3, or at least the main like kind of group of classic 360 games. I think a lot of people, including myself, was kind of kind of the golden age of Call of Duty. It felt like to me, in a lot of ways. Probably the one odd thing is that at least I'm not sure what all games are affected, but at least specifically Modern Warfare 2 just seems to be the most troubled in terms of just the game now being infested with hackers and going to lobbies and it's just full of hackers and stuff like that. Which is unfortunate. I think otherwise, yeah, man, I would have loved to go back, but that kind of soured my taste of experiencing at least that one. But I think probably this weekend I'll probably go down memory lane, if you will, and get some good playtime in some of these classic games, unless Modern Warfare 2 2023 is doing double XP. I don't know, but we'll see. But yeah, apparently all of the games are fixed and you can actually matchmake, and it showing the people online, which is actually another aspect of it, is that apparently like a crazy number of people were playing over this past weekend after hearing the news. I think it was more than like Halo Infinite, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Let me look it up. Call of Duty. Top. How's the Call of Duty games? See, increase player base. Yeah, I think that is it. Yeah, huge increase after the player base. After the matchmaking was fixed, but they don't really give a number. I want to know the number. I want to know the number. Yeah, so after the fix was deployed, Black Ops 2 reportedly attracted over 10,000 simultaneous players on Sunday, while Modern Warfare 3 drew over 7,000. Damn. That's pretty dope. That's a pretty dope. Yeah, I forgot about the other like Call of Duty Ghosts. I think that was the first one. No, I think it was like Advanced Warfare was the first one. No, it was Ghost and then Advanced Warfare. Yeah, I'm tempted. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna. Yeah, I'm absolutely gonna take a stroll down Call of Duty memory lane. Yeah, definitely. Now, I was tempted to get like the digital versions because of this, but I'm like, eventually we're gonna get all these games on Game Pass at some point. So I'm like, I got the physical copy, so I'm just gonna play those. Shouts out to physical media again. So love that. Love that. Love it. Love it so much. That's so great. It's so great. Damn. I love that. You love to see it. You love to see it. So yeah. That's great. I look forward to it. I look forward to it so much. Keeping in line and keeping the Call of Duty train going. Choo choo. Got some news in regards to Activision. Well, more so Modern Warfare whatever the continuation of Modern Warfare or this year's modern Call of Duty game. So at least Activision confirmed that this year's Call of Duty Modern Warfare will be a continuation of last year's game. It was originally planned as a premium expansion before morphing into a full title. So at least the rumors were before was that it was going to be like a big huge expansion to the pre-existing Modern Warfare 2 that would add all the classic maps from the original Modern Warfare 2 2009 and probably some other miscellaneous stuff, I'd assume, but at least that being the biggest kind of selling point. But now it seems like it's going to be its own game, which apparently is going to be Modern Warfare 3. So another aspect they did confirm is that Modern Warfare 2 operators, weapons, and bundles will also carry forward into Call of Duty 2023. I guess we technically don't have the name confirmed yet, but yeah. So it's kind of weird, like speaking on that, it's kind of weird that this has been very odd for Activision in terms of them. I think they normally would have announced this year's Call of Duty by now, but I think with all the deliberation and trying to decide, I think that probably added to it. But at least I think it seems like we're going to get an announcement after Season 4 ends of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. So that'll be interesting. Very curious to see what this is going to be. I guess a couple other details were some rumored features from, of course, Charlie Intel on Twitter. Rumor features red dots on minimap. So I guess it doesn't really work like, I guess it's more buggy than ever, at least especially currently. But perks are gear categories because I believe like there's like gloves and then there's like boots and then there's like something like that, but they are basically just code for your perks, I think, or basically just their way of kind of calling perks not perks or something like that. Ninja returns, of course. Hearing them making them footsteps quiet as hell. I'm with it. Reload canceling returns, please. Yes. Thank you. That is probably one of the most annoying things subconsciously that I think of about this game. They're like, literally, I'm so used to, obviously so many Call of Duties previously before this have like, the muscle memory of reload canceling. And now it's been so many times I've been killed and I like literally reload. But like when I go back and try to reload, it continues the animation and then I'm generally dead after that. So war mode returns. I think this is a feature from Call of Duty World War II, which it felt like kind of I believe it was something similar to like kill zones. I forgot what the mode was, but basically the premise is that you play a game and then you get miscellaneous random objectives, multiple miscellaneous random objectives within a single game. So you play, I think like you can technically play like a team deathmatch to a certain point and whoever wins gets points for that. Getting the max kills and that. I think it's like 15 or some lower number. And then there's like, domination and, but shorter. So basically it's kind of like getting a mix of all type of the game, all type of the game modes in a single mode, which I think is pretty dope. I think I'm surprised not many people actually implement a mode like that anymore. Like, again, reminds me of a Grand Theft Auto to an extent in terms of being able to do multiple objectives in a single game, which I think is pretty cool. Kind of gives a feeling of dynamism, which I think is an aspect that's not really implemented in games anymore, which I hope, you know, this does. Outbreak Zombies mode, apparently. So there you go. Yeah. Oh yeah. This definitely is making me more excited. I'm more excited now. Dare I say. Dare I say. Now I'm motivated. Oh, that's gonna kill me every time, man. Yeah, so there you go. Call of Duty. That duty. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be a sucker for that game for I don't know how long. It's just I just can't. I can't quit it. I just can't quit it. I really can't. With that being said, that concludes all the news for this episode. Let's get into what I've been playing, shall we? Which has been Streets. I was gonna say something else. Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6. Actually got back to playing a little bit of it. Was getting my butt whooped. I was like, you know what? I gotta get stronger. So, I think I've decided my main, at least for the time being, which is Zangief. Yeah, I don't know, something about him in this game, it just really made me like him a lot. And after playing him, and really getting a feel for him, I'm really digging him. I'm really digging the Geef. Classic control, by the way. I know there is some good tech, some good abilities if you play him modern, but no, nobody. I want it hard and tough. I want it hard and rough. Yeah, you know what I mean. So I'm going with Zangief. I am I think I reached silver. Maybe or is it bronze? I forgot how the tiering system works. I think it's fuck, I forgot. What is the ranking system? Let me see. Street Fighter 6 ranking system. Let us see. Yeah, I think I'm silver. I think I got out of bronze. Or no, there's iron. Okay. Maybe I think I'm max. I think I'm at least I'm either 5-star iron or like silver 1 or 2, I think. Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, it's been very fun. I like Street Fighter 6 in terms of it's definitely felt very approachable as somebody who's generally I can't even say that, cuz like I did compete with Street Fighter 5 at Evo back in 2016, I think. They had my boy Alex in there, so I'm like, you know what? Let me mess with it. Let me see if I have what it takes. And I did. I in fact did not have what it takes. Boy, I was practicing hard though, man. I was just laser focused. I was all damn near on the verge of getting carpal tunnel. Playing with my fight stick and playing so many matches and practicing, and it just didn't turn out. But it's okay. Hey, can only get better, right? So, at least now, the overall Street Fighter 6 feels very good to play. I think that's the main important thing. The net code generally feels pretty good. I've had some weirdness where I'm playing. I don't think they rage quit, but I think it's just the infrastructure of the game. It seems like where it just seems like randomly, like it seems to be kind of consistent at some points where the game will just disconnect me from the server for some strange reason, and then I have to connect back manually, which is annoying, very annoying. And then when it happens while I'm playing a ranked match is probably the most annoying. Not too often enough, but at least fairly often to be pretty annoying. So I don't know. Other than that, I mean, it's been a fun experience. The games I've played have felt pretty good for the most part. I mean, outside of the regular disconnection and hitches and stuff. But other than that, it's been a very fun experience. Just been trying to learn, get better. Obviously, from I've done a lot of research, and at least tier wise, apparently Zangief is the lowest. So at least for a lot of people, he's generally the lowest. But you know what? I'm sticking with him. I'm gonna stand beside him. I'm gonna stand beside him. Also, like the cool underdog aspect of it too, because you being able to get a player, get a character that's generally perceived as the most difficult to like a very high ranking. That I think that feels even better than playing a generally regarded high tiered character or whatever. So I'm looking forward to progressing that as I will. Other than that, man, it's been fun. I'm thoroughly enjoying ranked, and it's literally been my first foray into ranked. I just started a few weeks ago, and been doing my due diligence, been like researching, watching my replays, watching recommended replays, which I think is a very awesome feature. At least what it does is, like, if you see yourself getting beat consistently by the same character, the game will actually show you matches showing your character against that character that's been giving you a lot of difficulty. And that's pretty dope to kind of get some visual, like, information on, like, what are they doing differently than I am to actually overcome this player specifically, which has been very insightful. And even like higher tiered people than you as well, which again also is very insightful to kind of get some knowledge and stuff on. So that is pretty dope. I mean, just all of that. I thought for the longest that there was some cool feature. Maybe I'm mixing it up with another game potentially, but I thought it was some cool feature where, let's say you get beat in a ranked match or a local match or whatever. I thought there was some cool feature where you could watch the replay and then also like practice within the replay or something. Like, you can see what they're doing that's beating you and then literally set that up like on the fly, like some button to like try to, how would you try to like beat the person, what they did here specifically, kind of thing. I feel like I'm getting that mixed up with some other fighting game that maybe possibly did that, or maybe I'm just completely misremembering that. But I thought that was a cool feature that, hey, potential idea if anybody's thinking of it. I think it probably takes an insane amount of work to probably do, but for somebody like me that would just like the ease of access and not having to try to figure out how to set up all these particular situations, I think that'd be dope. But maybe that's wishful thinking. I don't know. But overall, thoroughly enjoying Street Fighter 6 currently. Been having a good time. Even when I'm losing, I'm learning. You hear me? Even when I'm losing, I'm learning. Man, that should be I feel like somebody's probably said that. Maybe I'm just subconsciously got that from somebody that I don't know. But man, that is put that on a shirt. Even when I'm losing, I'm learning. Even when I'm losing, I'm learning. That'd be your death phrase. Even when I'm losing, I'm learning. You just get obliterated afterwards. Oh, that'd be funny. Oh, that'd be great. So somebody need to do that. Who do I know? Maybe that already exists. I don't know. Man, good times. Good times. Moving on. Also, of course, I played the game that is not Dino Crisis, but Exoprimal. Yeah. Um. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah. Mom, Mom, can, can we get some Dino Crisis? Please. You be like,
Uh, we we got Exoprimal at home.
I'm like, damn. So yeah, Exoprimal. Ugh. Where do I start? As somebody who, obviously loves Capcom, wants to give their games a fair shake, I will at least preface this. And I have a very big gripe with just how this game came to be. It just the similarities to Dino Crisis just is so odd and bizarre to me when, obviously fans of Dino Crisis, include myself, would rather have that, but you release this instead. I mean, obviously not instead. I know Dino Crisis will eventually come at some point, hopefully, but you just release this instead, knowing people really want Dino Crisis. You got literally dinos and being in the future kind of thing, and then, which I guess technically may not be solely Dino Crisis. I know in the third one it kind of really did, but you also have a red-haired character in the game. It just oh, you have literally a red-haired female character in the game, and it just, I don't know, it's like a part of it feels like it's like being offensively cheeky in a way, where it's like, yeah, you do want Dino Crisis, don't you? You see this red-haired female? No, that's not Regina. No, it's not. Nope, it's some other girl that has red hair in within a Dino game. So don't you dare try to make that correlation. You better not. Don't you dare do that. This is Exoprimal, not Dino Crisis. Exoprimal, not Dino Crisis. So, that being said, I was like, all right, okay, let me at least, I'll try to give this game a try, see maybe if I might have some redeeming qualities, right? So, I play the tutorial, then I play I think they call it Dino Survival or something like that, where basically it's these set games where you can either play PvE or PvP. I pretty much just kept it PvP, since you get more XP. At least the game says you get more XP if you play PvP instead of PvE. So I'm like, all right, we'll play PvP. So the premise of the game seems to be that you have like 4 to 5 objectives in the game, where for the most part it just seems like you go, okay, go to point 1. At point 1, oh no, there's dinosaurs. Oh no, kill all of the dinosaurs, where you kill like an allotted number of the dinosaurs. So there's that. And then after you do that, then you go to the next area, kill more of these dinosaurs, and maybe, oh, there's pterodactyl, get that, kill those too. All right, and you go to third one. All right, oh no, more dinosaurs coming out the purple thing. get him and get the pterodactyls, and oh shit, it's a damn Stegosaurus Rex. I don't know my dinosaurs. I'm probably butchering that, but anyway. So pretty much it was like pretty much that rinse and repeat. And then while you're doing this, after you complete each objective, the announcer will tell you like, you're behind, you're behind the opposing team. So basically, it's telling you that the other team is going faster than you because you're technically, it's kind of asynchronous, in the initial part of the game, like a Dark Souls type thing where you can see the other opposing team, but you can't interact or like interfere with them. It's like you're in two separate instances, but you are aware of each other until it gets to the final point of the game. I forgot what they call it, but essentially it's the final objective where you then come into play with the other players. And like, I think the objective varies, but the one I've seemed to have gotten most was escort the objective to the end point. And I think while you're doing that, you have to destroy the other team's objective, basically. But what's kind of messed up, I felt like, is that if the opposing team has gotten an advantage throughout the whole game, it feels to me like the game is kind of steamrolls you afterward. So it doesn't really feel like there's generally a way to make a comeback, at least from what I experienced. Now that could just be because I'm a new player and all these other players have been playing for like 20, 50 hours since the game came out a few days ago or whatever, which is all right. But even if that is the case, that feels like a pay time to win type thing, which is kind of annoying in of itself. At least give me a means to, actually stand for myself. Because like, at least from what I saw, seeing some of the tree and the stuff I've earned, at least for like, I play like about 2-3 hours. It feels like the game, like you get an advantage for playing the game more, essentially, and not a like fair type of advantage. It feels kind of unbalanced because like, let's say how would I say this? What am I actually trying to say? Like, let's say you I don't know. It's like you have to, like, let's say I play 10 hours or whatever. You get various attributes that literally makes it better and gives you an advantage in the versus mode. So you get like stuff like more health, more max health, more damage and things like that, which I think just in turn technically makes you steamroll like against new players that don't have any of those properties to their character. So at least on the surface, that seems kind of broken and unfair. And, definitely straddling that line between pay time to win, what it feels like. And like, like compared to a game like Call of Duty, where, obviously there isn't some advantages to playing the game more, where you rank up in classes and stuff and get certain equipment and stuff like that. But it feels fair. It feels like, okay, this is something that I can't get that, I get if I play the game more. But it isn't game breaking or like totally broken. I can still fend for myself and stand a chance. But in this, you don't really get that. It just feels like you make yourself stronger, get better health and more health, but there isn't a balance, specifically when it comes to PvP, which I think that's the biggest issue gripe I have with it. And then, yeah, like if you're getting steamrolled, they have the advantage, and they basically, it works to where they get to just sit at this point, where they get way more protection than the opposing team. And it's very much set up to where they, again, get a huge advantage because they, were faster than us. and got to the end objective and are defended against you. And it's like, well, okay. And then they literally have cover. We're trying to get to them, but they have cover. They could shoot at our stuff. And it just feels very one-sided. Like, right? Pretty much when they get the advantage, it feels very one-sided and hard to overcome that, to very much an unbalanced point. So that in of itself, I think, could use work. So I don't know. Maybe at some point I might give it another shot, because that was another aspect of the game, apparently, that which makes sense for a lot of people, including myself, to drop out, because they said, "Hey, wait, hey, what are you doing? No, hey guys, so, if you play the game more, actually the game drops more stuff, more enemies and new enemy types for you to play, but you just got to keep playing. Just keep playing the same levels again, and you unlock a new tier of enemies that come down and you can fight, And I was like, if you have to explain that's I think that's a problem, So I don't know. That's a gripe I definitely have when it comes to that, but we'll see. Maybe at some point when I don't know, I'm in the mood, I guess, I don't know, in a positive mood or whatever. But there you go. That is my experience with Exoprimal. Moving on. Final Fantasy 16. Man, it feels like I've been putting a lot of time in it, but at the same time, I'm not. I don't think. Knowing, I looked up how long the beat is. Like, I think if you do side quests as well, it's like 70 hours. I think if you don't, maybe it's like 40. So I feel like I've put, maybe, at least going by my PlayStation clock, like maybe 45, but I feel like that might be a little bit off. But nonetheless, very much so making some progress. Boy, man, the whole, I'll just say, the Dion kind of storyline I thought was really dope. It's probably my favorite part of the game so far. Just how everything played out. Oh, this is pretty good. It's very heavy anime vibes for sure, which I'm not mad at. As somebody who enjoys the anime, I'm all for it. So yeah, I don't know. It's not much I could say else about it without spoiling. I'll say one of the what is it? The icons you get. I've been very much enjoying. I like a lot of the attributes to it. And then, looking up some videos to research, like, what is some other combos that maybe I'm just not doing to kind of get some more fulfillment out of the combat, which I think was the gripe I brought up last time, that the combat felt a little too, I guess strict may be the best way to describe it. But also I did find changing the controls helped a little bit more as well. Or things, I don't know, kind of gelled together a little bit more. I think I'm rocking the C style, or controller C, whatever they call it. And that seems to be working so far. Still a little bit of muscle memory to reprogram or whatever, but I'm digging it so far. But yeah, overall, I'm really liking Final Fantasy 16. I feel it does have some weird pacing issues, but outside of that, I mean, when the highs are high, but when the lows are the mids are mid. I'll say that. The highs are high, but the mids are mid. Which is funny. They got a character in the game called Mid, and I think somebody grabbed took a meme from it where he's like, he just says mid. Which I know that's gonna be used at some point, that's for sure. But yeah, that's pretty much been it. Yeah, have not really been playing much outside of that. So, with all that being said, get into what I've been playing, which has been, or not playing, my bad, watching, which has been Hidden Invasion. I think it's probably been a couple episodes since I talked about it last time. I'm enjoying it a very good amount. I'm digging it. It's it's the whole like who's a Skrull, who isn't. I'm really digging the whole kind of play. Samuel L. Jackson is doing, hey, Samuel L. Jackson goes Samuel L. Jackson. I'll tell you that. Gravit, he's just he's a dude you love to hate. I don't like him, and he looked like he looks like Drake's he looks like Drake's third cousin that nobody wanted to play with. Oh man, I can't get that out of my head now. Now I'm thinking about it, but nonetheless, yeah, he's done a pretty good job of the character graphic. Yeah, shit's popping off, man. The finale I think is next week, so curious to see what happens. Again, I'm avoiding spoilers for now. But man, I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying it. I've heard some issues people have been having with the show. I don't know. I'm enjoying it personally. I'm just digging all the characters and the lore, the implementation of the Skrulls. Who is a Skrull? Who isn't a Skrull? I think that in of itself has been very fascinating for me. Who's obviously, I've not had any experience with the comics and stuff like that, but I've kind of got some history in terms of looking up recap videos and stuff like that. So I'm digging it. I'm into it. Other than that, that's really pretty much been it for me. So yeah. With that being said, I think that will conclude episode 178 of Switch's Sights. If you did like the show, feel free to like, rate, and subscribe on the various podcasting platforms. You can catch me record this live on Twitch TV/SaySwitch. You can also catch the archive of this on YouTube.com/SaySwitch. And yeah, until next time, y'all. Get your damn game on. Feel free to fuck. Aw, yeah. Nobody's safe.